I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrenches in my top drawer of my snap-on box. I think I'm missing. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pliers in my bottom drawer of my snap-on box. Get ready to fix some cars. Get ready to fix. Let's go! Hey guys, it's MJ100K here. If you've been watching some of my older videos, you know I like to post do-it-yourself repair videos for fixing up your house. Well, the house I was fixing is now all done. It is actually pending. I had an offer after 1 week. So I had to move into an apartment and they don't want me fixing it up for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post some auto mechanic type videos because I used to be an automotive mechanic. Actually, I was a certified master tech. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about my 5 favorite Harbor Freight tools. That's right, Harbor Freight. A lot of their tools are very inexpensive. Some of them work really good and some of them don't. So for this video I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite tools from Harbor Freight. I'm going to compare them to their Snap-ons or Matco equivalent. So enough of the talking, let's go to Harbor Freight right now. Alright guys, looks like we are here at Harbor Freight. There's something about Harbor Freight. When I got 20 bucks, I'm going to buy a bunch of tools. And with a little luck, they're going to last for a while. They don't have to have style. They just need to work. Harbor Freight, let's go get some tools. Alright guys, we are back from Harbor Freight and I always love going there. It is lots of fun. They have a lot of tools there now that they didn't have when I was a mechanic. So I really like it, and some of the tools they have there are like the same exact ones I used to have. Anyway, I got 5 tools and I'm going to be comparing them with the Snap-on and one of them with Matco. So here we go. The first one that I like to get from Harbor Freight is a pick set. Alright, you know there are lots of things you could do with this, lots of uses. This pick set came in at $2, okay? And I looked up on Snap-on's website yesterday, their pick set is $51, okay? It's a pick set. I mean, I've used these all the time. The only reason why I bought a new one is because I lost mine in the move. I mean, I do lose these things, but you know, they don't never really break. I mean, it's just a piece of metal with a plastic at the end. It's not rocket science. Sometimes this 90-degree one will bend a little bit, but I mean, you could just bend it back. And if worse comes to worse, you could just buy another one at $2. So $2 versus 51 bucks. It's a pretty easy call. I mean, I love Snap-on stuff. I have Snap-on stuff, you know, but $2, I mean, come on. So let's look at them head to head. Okay, so here we have the Snap-on pick set for $51. As you can see, it has a soft grip handle. I mean, I didn't know I needed a soft grip handle. You know, I was been doing fine with the plastic handle Harbor Freight pick set for years and years. So, you know, I thought I'd be okay, but apparently Snap-on feels like you have to have a $48 upgrade for this very simple tool set. You know, but look, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe years from now I'd be in the doctor's office and have arthritis and they'll be like, Mike, did you get that Harbor Freight pick set instead of the Snap-on one with the soft grip handle? And I'd be like, oh man, I knew I should have gotten that years and years ago. Like, yeah, you're the 10th mechanic in here today who's got arthritis because they were too busy being cheap getting a plastic handle pick set. We're back and we're going to look at number 2 and 3 together because I'm sure you guys want to get on with it. So number 2 is dead blow hammer. I got this for $10 at Harbor Freight today. This isn't the one I would use for years. I actually lost the one I've been using. It's probably in one of these boxes. I can't find it from after I moved. So anyway, this thing's always worked well for me. It's never broken. None of the sand ever came out of the one I used for years and years. This one is 3 pounds. But yeah, works fine. Got a little gripper at the bottom. It's fine. The Snap-on equivalent is $55. So $55 versus $10. I mean, you be the judge. This thing's always worked for me. If it doesn't work, I believe it's like a lifetime warranty. They'll give you another one, but if not, you could shell out 10 whole bucks and get another one. Number 3 is the ball joint press. Now this is the one I actually used for many years. Removed and installed many ball joints with it. Still got the original instructions. So yeah, it looks like you can also do U-joints with it. But anyway, this is the actual one, and it still is fine. I mean, still working. All the splines and everything are still good. All the threads rather. And yeah, I don't know, it just works. It works just fine and dandy. Got 3 adapters. 3 of these little seat, or 2 of these little seat things. There's another, you can get like another set with more adapters at Harbor Freight. But anyway, a quick story with this one. I was working at Honda. I had this version. The other Honda technician, he had the Matco version, which was 275 bucks. This one is now 90, and we held them up together. We looked at every part, and they were the same down to the millimeter. Like, they were exactly the same. Even the box was very similar. I mean, it's a super savings to get it at Harbor Freight. Is going to be the exact same thing. I mean, I don't know if they're making them in the same company, at the same factory in China, or if somebody found the plans that the Matco one left on a plane and just said, oh, let's make the exact same thing. I don't know what happened, but it's the same. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's the same, but it's the same. So you can get this one from Harbor Freight now for like 90 bucks. Save yourself a lot of money. And I talked to the cashier. She said that you could get an extended warranty on it if it were ever to break. Is like a tiny, like 10 or 15 bucks for extended warranty, something like that. And it'll warranty for like 2 years, but I don't think you're even going to need it. But you could get it if you want. Even with the warranty, it's still way cheaper than the Matco version, and it just worked for me. I don't know. But anyway, that's number 2 and 3, and we can go and see them head to head.
Okay, so here we have the Matco ball joint kit, and you know, it looks exactly the same as the Harbor Freight one. I mean, I've used them both and they both work just fine. But as far as these dead blow hammers, I'm going to have to start to change my opinion. I mean, I was using my Harbor Freight dead blow hammer and it didn't have that cushion grip that the Snap-on one has. I mean, my Harbor Freight one has slipped out of my hand, and well, look at these results. I mean, this is not good.
So we're going to go and do number 4 and 5, get you on out of here so this video doesn't run too long. Number 4 is a battery tester from Harbor Freight. This is the actual one I've used for years. Looked at hundreds of cars with this, and it's a little cloudy right here, but it still works. There's nothing but a big old resistor in here anyway. This gets a little hot when you use it, by the way, so just be careful. But anyway, you hook it up to the battery. You can see the cold cranking amps, and when you push the this button here, it'll put a load on the battery. It'll make the needle go down some. If it goes down to weak, you know, obviously you're a little weak. If it goes down to bad all the way, then you know you're gonna need to replace that battery, or either try to charge it first and see if it can hold a charge. Also has a little knob here, or a little area here for the charging system. Usually most cars' charging system are going to be between about 13.5 to 15 volts. So yeah, I mean, this has always worked. It's never misdiagnosed anything. The Snap-on version obviously is much more precise. But the thing is, why I recommend this one, especially for new mechanics, just start off with this one. I mean, this one's going to give you the basic readings that you need, and also it's going to be better than just getting a battery tester like this. Like, this was the first one I got before I was even a mechanic, but This one doesn't put a load on the battery, so you're just seeing like the surface voltage or whatever. I will tell you a story. One of my friends, when I worked at Cummins, he bought like a used Dodge 2500 truck, and this truck is huge. It has a big diesel engine. It had 2 batteries, in fact. And the next day he went to start it, and it barely started. It had like the check engine light on there, and he read the check engine light, and it was like some sensor, I forget. So he calls me up. He's like, "Mike, I can't believe this. Oh, this truck, I just bought it. I think this sensor, maybe the whole electrical system's bad. I shouldn't have bought this truck." It's like, "All right, hold on." I was like, "Well, did you test the battery voltage?" He's like, "Yeah, I tested it. Oh, it was 12.6 volts." I was like, "What did you test it with?" He's like, "Oh, I just tested it with my multimeter." I said, "You gotta put a load on the battery to really get a test." So I came over here with this guy and tested it, put a load on the battery, and bloop, it went down to replace. I said, "Oh, you gotta get a new battery, dude." So we got 2 new batteries, put them in, worked fine. So the moral of the story is you have to put a load on the battery to really see if it's okay or not. All right, so anyway, that battery tester from Harbor Freight right now is 20 bucks, and the battery tester from Snap-on is $265. Now, it's not the same. The Snap-on one is better, but here's the thing. If you're just starting out at the shop or a new garage, the garage should pay for that fancy battery tester. I mean, they sell batteries every day. Let them buy the super fancy one. And especially if you get to a dealership too, like they have to have a super fancy and specific battery tester. It spits out like a little reading after every test. You know, it does battery and charger tests because they need this printout to get warranty. So let them buy that. You buy the $20 one, and it'll work good for you. I believe that.
Okay, so here's the battery tester from the Snap-on website. Sorry, it's a little bit out of focus, but my greater point is that, let the shop or the garage buy the battery tester. You test the batteries, let them buy the battery tester. They got to stop asking technicians to buy everything, okay? I mean, what do they want me to buy next? The tire balancer? Want me to buy the alignment rack next? I'm not buying everything, okay? I don't have money like that. You buy it.
Okay, so the next one we're going to do is long reach pliers. Basically like something like this. Now these are the actual pliers that I used for years and years and continue to use. I mean, they are fine. I got its little gripper things here, okay. It works just fine. I should probably clean it off at some point. But my point is, these at Harbor Freight, looked at them today, they are 11 whole bucks, okay. I looked up on Snap-on website, $77. Now that goes the same for these pliers. I got a whole bunch of them. You can get long ones with the 90 degree. You can get short ones with 90 degree. You can get these guys. I used to like these to pull off some of those fuel line connectors or whatever. You can get these diagonal cutters. You can get these things, I forget what they call them. You can get these. You can get these little 45 degree. You can get the short straight one. I would say get all these. Harbor Freight, they still sell these. They look like they're different colors now at the Harbor Freight I just went to, but these are all good tools. I mean, they've all worked for me. They're all, about between, 9 or 10 bucks. Because if you get the price different, like if you get these from Snap-on, right now it's 77 bucks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these times $77, or approximately that, versus 9 of these for about 10 bucks a piece. You could get all of these for like 100 bucks, and they work fine. I don't know, they're just regular tools, and they've been working fine for me for years, so I think they're okay.
Okay, so here we have the Snap-on pliers. Sorry it's out of focus again, but I found that the Snap-on pliers actually have anti-crush torque vectoring mechanism that, it keeps the pliers from crushing your fingers by accident. So I wanted to experiment and see if the Harbor Freight pliers had them as well, and unfortunately I found out the hard way that they do not.
So those are my 5 tools from Harbor Freight versus Snap-on and One Matco. I added it up. The 5 tools for Harbor Freight, about $133 from Snap-on, 4 Snap-on and 1 Matco was $723. Okay, that's a difference of $590 that could be in your pocket, and you can have some good tools and they can work. Now, I'm not trying to diss Snap-on and Matco. Obviously, I have Snap-on and Matco stuff, but it's like the stuff you can't get at Harbor Freight. Like this Matco, which is really Ingersoll Rand, I believe. Like this 1/2-inch gun. This thing is super powerful. I love this thing. I used to use this at Honda. Like they used to use these to get the crankshaft pulley bolts off, which were really hard. And this thing is lightweight. Like this is going to run you probably about $400 or $500, but sometimes you got to pay for quality. Sometimes you can get quality for cheaper. So my next video, if you want to check it out, is going to be, oh my God, is going to be about the tools that I like from Snap-on or Matco or whoever versus the tools that I don't like from Harbor Freight. So check out that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one. Okay, one more thing I wanted to mention before we go is there's no links to any of these tools in the description. You're going to have to go on Harbor Freight or Snap-on website to get these tools, or walk down to your local Harbor Freight. I just wanted to make this video with no sponsorships, just to share my true opinion about some of these tools and how you can save some money if you want to, or you could continue to spend a whole bunch of money and have the fanciest tools in the world. I mean, the car's going to get fixed either way. One other thing I'd like to mention, what are your 5 favorite Harbor Freight tools? I mean, maybe we could share some more information with other people. Or do you think that, oh, MJ, you're being way too cheap, just buy the $50 pick set and shut up? Okay, well, that's your opinion now, but I want to hear it though. I'd like to hear some different opinions. So please put some comments in the description. You might help somebody out, and have a good one.